Now, greetings to all, and we really appreciate your attendance today. So let's take a start with our session with this great quotation: "You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think." Very good evening to the guests and the dignitaries. In this capacity as your host for the worldwide webinar on converting your self doubt into self confidence. And Given practical techniques, I, Ishika Pandey, would like to take this opportunity to extend a hearty greeting to each and every one of you. It gives me a great pleasure to extend a warm hello to each and every one of you gathered here today. It is a huge honor for us to have someone of this caliber here whose involvement of this topic adds so much value to it. Transforming self-doubt into self-confidence is a journey that begins with small and actionable steps, one step at a time. Start by setting and achieving those small goals and celebrating each success, no matter how minor it is. Surround yourself with supportive individuals who uplift and believe in you. Visualize your success and reframe any negative thoughts into a positive statement. Before I proceed further, let me take a brief moment for the introduction of my organization. SEMS Welfare Foundation, a registered non-profitable organization, is dedicated to social impact across various sectors. We focus on education, particularly skill development and entrepreneurship. Through our initiative, Diki Saksham, we have created training programs in IT, finance, retail, and entrepreneurship, impacting over 6,000 individuals. We are currently upskilling inmates in Haryana jails and collaborating with universities and colleges. This initiative recently reached a milestone of 100 women actively involved. In just a short time, families Another SEMS initiative empowers women through workshops and stories of successful female entrepreneurs. We conduct programs on digital literacy, marketing, and career development, reaching over 1,000 women across multiple states. This initiative recently reached a milestone of 100 women actively involved. In just a short time, SEMS has established itself as a force for positive change, equipping individuals with skills for employment and promoting women's leadership in various industries. Now, let me take this wonderful session to publicly present and welcome Jasmine Chavaria ma'am, the keynote speaker for today's international webinar. Someone who brings a wealth of experience and passion for team building and personal development. For 6 years, from 2015 to 2020, our speaker ran an ad film production house as a producer, co-founder, and a copywriter, managing crew size ranging from 80 to 100 individuals. Our speaker gained invaluable insights by working with both highly successful teams and those that faced significant challenges. Today, as a course creator, trainer, and speaker, our guest is dedicated to empowering individuals with the skills needed in 2024 and beyond. Their mission is to equip employees, business owners, and students to achieve teamwork and lead fuller and better lives by eliminating the limiting belief. There are many gems and diamonds in the world, and one of them is here today to help us build this event. With this note, I, Anshika Pandey, on behalf of the SEMS Welfare Foundation, would like to give my heartiest welcome to Jasmine Chabaria ma'am with a huge round of applause for joining us today. Your presence has added to significance of this event, and we are genuinely honored to have you ma'am here.
Hi, Anshika. Thank you so much. You actually called me a diamond, so thanks for that. Okay, so hi everyone. How is everybody doing? If you're comfortable, turn on your cameras and tell me if you're doing good. If you're not doing not so good, you're doing bad. I think it's okay. Not every day we can be feeling like wow on top of the world. It's completely okay. Okay. So if you're feeling good or bad, what you can do is just curve up your lips into a smile. Okay. We want to start the session with a big smile. Okay, I can see Binay already breaking into a smile, right? Cool. So thank you so much. See, we all live on planet Earth and we are bound to face challenges, okay? But only when we are equipped with the right kind of skills, the right kind of knowledge, we can overcome these challenges. And STEM's Welfare Foundation is doing exactly that. So thank you so much to all of you and to SEMS Welfare Foundation for helping people not just in India but globally beat different challenges that we as humans face. And today we're going to discuss one such challenge, which is self-doubt, and how can we convert this self-doubt into self-confidence through super practical techniques. Like the techniques I will share are very easy to implement because I want you, like, after 60 minutes to feel that, you know what, 1 hour has gone, I can start implementing these challenges right away. So there's not much of theory. It is easy to implement. At the end of the session, I want just you to have that will. So if you have any kind of self-doubt, to turn it into self-confidence, right? So we will begin. I hope you guys are also smiling. It's okay. I can't see all of you, but I hope you are smiling. All right. So, first we need to know that self doubt is not like an unwelcome guest, which will just enter our mind, our brain anytime. It is a very predictable guest. Like when we have a guest coming over at our house, if we know the guest is coming, we will prepare for it, right? And self doubt is something similar. Now, just try one exercise, okay? Just try to contract your shoulders and arms like this. Just try doing it and release it, yeah? Just contract it and release it. Cool? Now, I have a question. If you have to continuously keep contracting for the next 1 hour versus stay relaxed for the next 1 hour, what are you more confident of doing and what are you doubtful of doing? Very simple. If I tell you, Binay, Kevin, just keep doing this for the next 1 hour. Do you feel confident? Or if I say just stay relaxed for the next 1 hour, which one are you more confident? Which one are you more doubtful? You can type it in the chat. Okay, Rabia says staying this way, relaxed for the next 1 hour. She's more confident about that. So, I do a lot of corporate sessions on personal growth, team building, and I ask this question. And a lot of times, those people tell me the same thing which Rabia said, that I'm more confident of staying relaxed for the next 1 hour. Now, I'll tell you what this is. When we have to do something which we have already been doing. Like I'm used to standing like this, sitting like this. So I feel confident about it. But the moment it's something new or something you have not done enough number of times, a little doubt comes in your mind. If you were doing this every day, you would be like, no, you know what? I'm confident. So simply when you have to do something new, or something you have not done enough number of times, this self doubt will come in your mind as a very predictable guest, right? So it's so predictable. It's natural. It's natural. You have to be like, okay, it's come in my mind. Now what? Can I prepare for this guest? Can I do something? Can I deal with it? And you should know that it's good. It's good you're getting self doubt. It's nothing bad. You know what? There's a research where criminals who have committed major crime, they have confessed that they faced no doubt before doing the crime. They were super confident. So it's a good thing you're getting self doubt because it kind of also keeps us in control. Like it doesn't let us go and do something that's not good for humanity, for society. Okay. So self doubt is natural. It is also good in a healthy proportion and it is a very predictable guess. It will come if you are doing something new or if you have not done something X number of times. Say you want to just go for salsa dance. If you have not done it before, you might face a little self doubt. Or if you have to do a presentation in front of 200 people, if you have not done it before, or if you're not very well versed with it, self doubt might come and visit you. So, how can we prepare ourselves for it? So, I will share four practical techniques that you can right away start implementing if you are facing self doubt. The first one is called the statement of achievement tech. It's the statement of achievement tech. Now, there is a psychologist by the name of William James. He says we create something called a restricted circle of potential in our mind. What does it mean, restricted circle of potential? Means I view my potential as limited and not unlimited, not infinite. So some people might say, you know what? I can manage 2 clients, but if you give me 15 clients, I'm doubtful. Or I can manage a team of 5 people, but managing a team of 50, I'm doubtful. Or something very simple. I can cook for two people, but cooking for five, six people, doubtful. So the psychologist says we simply have a circle of potential which is restricted. If we can expand the circle, we can realize our potential better, and we can reduce our self doubt and up our self confidence. So, there's a technique called the statement of achievement technique, right? So, what you can do is take a piece of paper, okay, or your phone. Right now, your phone might be next to you. And write down one statement that you consider as an achievement. It can be anything you consider as an achievement. Maybe in school you did some great science project, that is an achievement for you. Or maybe you helped a friend or family member, or maybe you cracked some exam. Anything you consider as an achievement in your life till date, anything. Please write it down. If you don't have a piece of paper right now, write it on your phone and share. If some of you are comfortable sharing it on chat with me, we can just take a look. Anything you consider as an achievement in your life, just type it out. Rahul, Shrishti, Rimpa, I would love to hear just one statement of achievement. Okay, if you've written it, just type out. I'd like we can read some of the statement of achievement. Urmi, Anshika, Binay, anybody. I'm sure you all have done amazing achievements. It can be anything, so please share it. Come on, this session is about self-confidence. So yeah, you just have to type nothing major. Okay, I will share one statement of achievement. I did a house shift. Okay, for me, that's an achievement I did. All right. I also did a very good science project when I was in school. Okay, so you've written. I hope you've written. Now, the next time you face self-doubt, what I want you to do is just open that paper or wherever you've written notes and read out whatever you've written. So say there's a work project and you're having a lot of doubts about it. Read what you wrote. Maybe you've written that when I was in school, I did a fantastic science project. Now, what happens now is that the task is different, right? Today, maybe you're dealing with a work project, but your achievement is about a school project. The task is different, but the potential was there and the potential is today. So you have to just remind yourself that, you know what, I have the potential to do X, Y, Z. And today also, I have the potential because you're trying to expand that circle of potential in your mind. And every month, write down a new statement of achievement, a new SOA. So by the end of 1 year, you will have 12 statement of achievements, and gradually, literally, that circle of potential, which is restricted in your mind, keeps on expanding, right? And you realize the power of your potential to do different tasks. So it's not about the task, it's about you telling yourself that I have the potential to do this, right? And that's a major step when you have to deal with self doubt, right? So maybe after this session, write down your statement of achievement for the month of July. It can, as I said, be anything. Maybe you cooked a fabulous dish, maybe you did an amazing project at work, anything, okay? And the next time you're facing self doubt, just read that out and see what you feel. You will feel that, hey, you know what? I have the potential. And sometimes you have to just feel that to go and take the step, right? So this is the first technique. It's called the SOA technique, right? Let's move on. The second technique is about building something called a craftsman mindset. Now, there's this best-selling author, Cal Newport. He talks about two kinds of amazing mindset. One is the craftsman mindset and one is the passion mindset. So what are these? The craftsman mindset is a mindset where I am all about what can I offer the world? Like say if I'm Jasmine, what can I give to the world? And passion mindset is what can the world give me? It sounds simple, but it is very drastic. Say somebody loves making brownies, okay, and they monetize that, they sell their brownies. Simple. Craftsman mindset is what can I offer to the world? So how can I make amazing, tasty, good quality brownies and sell it to people around me? So what happens in craftsman mindset? The person is always focused on improving and bettering their skills. So if you're making brownies, the focus is always on the internal, the focus is always on how I can make a better brownie? Can I add new ingredients? Can I make it tastier? Can I make the quality better? Versus a passion mindset is what can the world offer me? So the thought is something like, I make great brownies. People should order from me. The world should give me opportunities. They ought to give me opportunities. So you place a lot of control on the outside world. And the moment you do that, you will be disappointed. You cannot govern anybody's actions besides your actions, right? And the moment that happens is you will develop a lot of self doubt because you're giving the power to the external world. You're saying the world, because I'm great at this, because I am awesome at, say, training, the world has to give me opportunities, the companies have to hire me. And that can leave me disappointed, right? Because I am giving all the control to people in the external environment. But when you have a craftsman mindset, your focus is always internal. How can I improve my craft? And every time you improve your craft, be it that brownie, you will feel so good. You will feel more and more confident. So simple mindset, but in one, you keep the control internally. In the other one, you give out the control to the world outside. And when you do that, you will face a lot of self doubt. If people around you have to call the shots, you will, of course, not feel confident about yourself. So focus on building the craftsman mindset for yourself, which is all about, you know what, okay, I am great at this. Maybe I'm great at marketing, and I will constantly update myself. I will work on my skills. How can I become a better marketer and take my services to the world and help different companies, help different people? And that really helps keep your self doubt in check, right? So, building a craftsman mindset for yourself. Now, moving on. What's the third technique? The third technique is make self doubt as your opponent and not the outcome as your opponent. Now, what this means, see, when you're playing, say, a match, okay, be it a cricket match, football match, when do you win it? When you beat your opponent, right? That's when you win the match. Now, a lot of times, we make the outcome of the situation as the opponent, which is like, I'll tell you something. I started a company which was an ad film production house when I was 24. So I had to go and pitch the business to CEOs of company, VP of marketing, like really big designations, and I was just 24. And each time I had a lot of nervousness, self doubt, because I kept on thinking, what will the outcome be? Like, what if the pitch doesn't go well? What if they don't give me the project? What if they don't give their business? What will happen to our company? I was constantly thinking about the outcome. I was making that as my opponent. And it was crazy. Lot of self-doubt until I realized, wait, I'm not playing with the right opponent. I will never win if I play with the wrong opponent. The real opponent is self-doubt, which is what, okay, I'm nervous. I'm having doubt. What's my job? Make my pitch, get into that conference room of that CEO and deliver the pitch. And that's it. I have won over self doubt. That's it. Outcome, they might give me the business, they might not, right? I might get it or I might fail, but I have won over self doubt. It's like, you have to say, give a presentation in front of 200 seniors. If you think that your opponent is the outcome, which is, what if I fumble on stage? What if I forget something? What if my presentation is miserable? Again, your opponent is outcome. But when you make self doubt your opponent, what is it? Make the best presentation you can, get up on stage, present it. Done. You have won against self doubt. Or simple, you have I don't know, taken a dance class, you have never danced before. If you think about the outcome, what if I make a fool of myself? What if everybody laughs on me? They might not. You might do a bad dance and you might do a great dance. But if you make self doubt your opponent, you're just thinking, you know what, I'm going to get ready, get out of my house, get into that dance class. Done. I have won over self doubt, right? So when you keep on doing this, every time you win over self doubt, you multiply the times, you will start feeling more confident across the months, across the years, right? So simple, make self doubt as your opponent, which is your focus should be that, okay, I'm feeling self doubt, but I will overcome the self doubt. I will go and deliver. Outcome doesn't matter. I might perform well, or I might perform miserably, but I can't focus on that, right? So every time, keep on doing this. The more number of times you can defeat your self doubt, you will start feeling more and more confident about yourself. Cool. Now we move on to the fourth technique. Now, of course, everybody is working on building their cash reserves, their investment portfolios. But we have to also build on our currency of trust. Okay, currency of trust in who? In ourselves. Like if somebody tells you, okay, if somebody tells you, you know what, I promise you I'm going to do this thing. Whoever, a friend, a colleague, a family member, but they don't deliver on the commitment they made to you. So what you're going to feel? Betrayed, right? But how many times have we not delivered to ourselves? How many times we have told ourselves, you know what, in the next week, 5 days a week, I will go to the gym. And then we don't deliver to ourselves. It's happened. You take a moment and think, how many times have you committed something to yourself and not delivered? It must have happened. I've done it to myself. Now, every time you do that, you're betraying yourself bit by bit, inch by inch. It's just like how people might betray us, right? So, what happens? We cannot trust them. Similarly, when I cannot stay or deliver to my commitment, it's very hard to trust myself. So, when I say we need to build a currency of trust, a trust capital in ourselves, which means if you make a commitment to yourself, deliver it. Deliver it to yourself. Anything you plan to work out in the next week, 5 days a week, deliver it to yourself. The more you can build trust in yourself, the more you will be confident about yourself, and the lesser you will face self doubt. Right? We'll just go over these four techniques. Okay. The first is about the statement of achievement technique, which is your circle of potential in your mind. Try to expand it. Every month, write a new statement of achievement, right? And just try to make yourself realize that I don't have this much of potential. I do have this much of potential, right? The second one is build a craftsman mindset, which is all about how can I get better at my skill and what can I offer to the world. Anshika actually wrote her statement of achievement. I have achieved the Nivea Soft Fresh Batch. Great. Now, the next time you're facing any kind of self doubt, just read these lines, okay? These few words, read it, you'll realize your potential, okay? We were talking about the craftsman mindset, which is how can I better my skill and take it to the world versus the world ought to give me opportunity. Because when you are focused on bettering your skill, you will feel more confident about yourself, right? Third is your opponent is self doubt. Your opponent is not the outcome of any situation. You might fail an exam or pass an exam. You might, it's like the Indian team. They might win a match or they might lose a match, right? But getting onto the pitch is the big thing, right? You have to make self doubt your opponent, because a lot of times when you have self doubt, you're like, you know what, I'm more comfortable not trying. I'm more comfortable not getting onto the pitch. I'm more comfortable not getting out on the stage. But try to defeat that feeling, that, that moment, that unpleasant. It is unpleasant. But when you defeat that back to back, 10 times, 20 times, you're like, wow, I'm feeling really confident about myself, right? So choose the right opponent. And lastly, build your trust reserves. I know you all are, of course, trying to do some investment. We all love making money, investing money. We're building our money reserves, but build the trust in yourself as a reserve. Because every time you cannot commit to what you said, your mind will be like, I cannot trust Jasmine. I cannot trust her. She never delivers. She says things, right? But every time when you deliver, be it the smallest thing, something as small as, I'm going to fold these clothes and keep it. Do it. Just do it. It can be the smallest thing or the biggest thing. You start trusting yourself more, and gradually that will help you push up your self-confidence. Okay. If you are still thinking that, can I just live in self-doubt? If you're still thinking like, no, I want to live in self-doubt and doesn't matter. So I'll tell you one short story. Okay. It's about this potato. okay, in a vegetable market. Now, assuming you have gone to buy potatoes at a vegetable market, and this potato, what it does, it puts itself in a dabba, in a box, and it hides itself because it's having a lot of self doubt. It doesn't have confidence to face the world, and it goes. Can you purchase that potato? No, right? You won't be able to purchase it. You will never be able to make any dish out of it, be it french fries, be it a nice vegetable, nothing. You will never know the taste and how awesome that potato tastes. Why? Because it shied away, it had a lot of self doubt, it couldn't face the world. Now, when we translate this in our real life, we are blocking opportunity. Be it you're trying for a role in a company, when you cannot go in with all your confidence, they cannot see the value you are truly bringing. They cannot see how awesome your personality is, right? So there, an opportunity is gone. How will they give you a chance if they cannot see what your skills are, what value you bring, how awesome you are? Or be it in relationships, if you're trying to meet somebody in your life, a partner, if you don't go in with all your confidence, they cannot see how awesome of a person you are, right? Again, that opportunity is blocked. So if you want more opportunities in your life, you want to multiply them, you will have to overcome your self doubt. That's the basics of it. And today I have shared these four techniques. Simple, very easy to implement it. It might take a few months, but you can start implementing it, right? And I'll tell you something, self doubt is a part of humans, like our, if you see evolution, right, our brains are super big compared to many other species. So like a frog might not have as much as self-doubt as we humans face in every scenario. We face self-doubt in our career, in maybe money, in relationships, because our brains, we have a very complex wiring of neurons compared to most other species, compared to an ant, compared to a frog, right? So it is natural. A certain amount of self doubt is healthy. As I said, whenever they interview criminals and they research, criminals have no self doubt. That's why they're so confident to go and do things that harm the society. So a certain level is healthy. All you gotta do is use these techniques and replace that self doubt with self confidence, and I want you to implement it. You spend 35 minutes right now, right, with me. And I really, really value your time. And I think you should get the best ROI, return on investment, on your 35 minutes. So please implement it starting today evening. Start with the statement of achievement technique, uh, and then gradually move on to the other techniques, right? So, any questions, anything?
Okay, so I want to add a little bit of something, ma'am. Actually,
Of course.
once I was talking to one of my friends on this topic only, and what he said was that we only self doubt, we only take a stress of those things that are under our control, but we are constantly procrastinating about it, and we are not actually putting an effort to do it. So, what he suggested me was that if you want to do something, like starts with the baby steps, but in those, even those in baby steps, if you're procrastinating, that then what he suggested me to do was, if there is something, you know that you will have to do this piece of work, and you're procrastinating about it, and you know that this work is going to take less than 10 minutes, don't let your mind do the second guess or take second thoughts about it. Do that work at that very moment, instantly. If it is taking less than 10 minutes or 10 minutes, do that work at that very instant. And this advice, I cannot tell you, has sought my life out in many ways I cannot even imagine. So
It's like
yeah.
you jump into the task because every time you tick, like as I said, you break a big task into baby steps, and every time you tick it, be it literally with a pen or in your mind as a tick, we release hormones. So we release dopamine. Dopamine is, that happy high hormone, and our
Yeah.
body loves to
True.
experience that hormone, right? So next time you're more encouraged, I want to tick this off. And again, it comes to building that trust currency. It's like, if somebody else is doing that with us, say, Anshika, you need to make, say, 10 posters, okay? And you have hired a designer, and the designer's like not delivering. He gives you one poster, remaining nine posters are remaining. Very difficult to trust someone like that, right? Your
Yeah, true,
deadline is
true.
coming. And when we do that same thing to ourselves, which we do, a lot of times we do,
Lot of
we
yeah.
procrastinate, we won't. It gets very hard to trust our own self. And that's when we have a lot of self doubt. But if I know that, no, I will break this task, beat into baby steps, or I'll do it in some way or the other, but I will do it. And I'm like, yeah, Jasmine can trust herself. So automatically our confidence gets better and better.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing your friend's advice. I think, yeah, even I do break a lot of my tasks into baby tasks. And when you check it, like you feel that hormone release and you feel really good. So next time you're more motivated.
Yeah, and you don't feel overwhelmed at all from that one task.
Because if it keeps piling up and becomes a mountain,
Hmm.
yeah, it's more pressure on you and you will feel a
Yeah,
crazy
true.
amount of doubt and overwhelming feelings.
Yeah. Ma'am, actually, we have a question from one of our participants, Kevin Khurana. He's asking that how do you recommend dealing with setbacks or failures to avoid falling back into the spiral of self-doubt?
Okay. Okay, thanks. Super incredible question. As we are humans on planet Earth, we will have failures. There will be days we have crazy setbacks. It pushes us back, but it is all about dealing with your past. So even if something happened yesterday, I know India team won, but if India team lost yesterday, today they're in the present. That is the past. They might be feeling self-doubt and all those feelings, or something we might have done, right? Difficult. It is difficult. It is not like, oh, I snapped my finger, that's the past, it's gone, and it's, yeah. But if you want to move forward in life, if you want to, one is you want to stay stagnant or move forward. You can choose. If you want to stay stagnant, you can choose that, but you will be more and more miserable. But if you want to move forward and say, as I said, explore more opportunities, right? So be it a setback in a relationship, be it setback in a job, be it setback in your health, right? If you're like, no, I want to move forward, there are more opportunities for me, then you will take that step. But if you're like, no, I'm okay being stagnant, and come on, it's miserable being stagnant. You will block yourself to all opportunities. But if you decided, no, I want to move forward, how much ever? Maybe you were at the peak of your fitness. Okay, maybe you could do 20 push-ups, maybe. And God forbid something happened to your muscle, you got injured, setback. Okay, but you're like, I want to move forward. So maybe now you can do two push-ups. Great, that is forward, right? Be it one step, 10 steps. So just that you just tell yourself, say, Kevin, do I want to be stagnated or do I want to move forward? If you choose the second one, it's easier overcoming your failure, your setback, right? That's one way. Just ask yourself a question, stagnant or move forward. And I'm sure we all as humans will make the choice of moving forward. That's one big thing. Once you do that, you gradually start moving forward. Just ask yourself this question. The answer will be, Kevin, move forward, and it will be easier to move forward. Okay, I think
Thank
a
you.
few more questions coming in.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, thank you so much for your answer, ma'am. Actually, I can see Anshika is has been raising hand. So, Anshika, do you want to ask something?
Shika, thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am, for the insightful and
Hi,
inspiring.
Anshika. There are too many Anshikas here.
Yes, ma'am. So I have a question about that comparison trap. For me, one of the main reason of self-doubt is like when I compare myself with others. So how we can overcome this problem?
See, we compare ourselves with others to feel self-worth. So I will either you compare yourself to someone who is weaker than you or someone stronger than you. When you compare yourself to someone weaker than you will feel very good about yourself. Wow, I'm doing so well in life. When you compare yourself someone to who is a few steps ahead of you will feel very miserable about yourself. And considering the population of our planet, there's no end to this. You can compare yourself to millions of people weaker, millions of people stronger, but there's no end to it. So you have to tell yourself that, Anshika, my self worth is inherent. My self worth is there. It's always existing, irrespective of what people maybe behind me or people ahead of me do. We compare ourselves to just feel self worth. But if you say, no, my self-worth is always there. Even right now at 4:44 p.m., my self-worth is there. So I don't need to compare myself. And second, try to gradually switch that feeling of comparison. If we know we are comparing ourselves, we are smart. Switch it with happiness for the person. So when we look at someone who is more, maybe we aspire to be like them, they are forward in that journey. Tell yourself, okay, I am comparing. It's not healthy for me. I am switching that feeling with happiness for that person. I'm super happy this person is doing this. Okay, I'm happy. So your heart starts filling with a lot of kindness. Worst is comparison brings you a lot of misery. It's very unpleasant. But the moment you start feeling happy for that person who's 10 steps ahead of you, your heart feels so much lighter. And the moment your heart is feeling lighter, you know what? You're having a great day. You can do great things. So, two things, tell yourself, Anshika, my self worth is inherent. It's always existent. Doesn't matter who's doing what, it's there. Second, hey, wow, this person did this. I am happy. I'm switching that feeling of comparison, misery with happiness. I'm really happy for you. And gradually, when you feel better, your actions are better, you're in a better mood, you have better ideas, and you will move forward. Why not? So try these two things and try it.
That's really helpful, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anshika. Thanks so much. Anything else? Anybody?
Yes, ma'am,
Ma'am,
we have actually, okay, Binay, you please continue.
ma'am, basically everyone know that yes, I am self-doubting and I am talking negative about me only. And they try to conquer that feeling or fear also, but they can't. Basically, I know that I am talking negative about me or I am talking self-doubt about me. And I know that this is not for me, but at that time, at that moment, practically, I don't think many can do it, conquer that fear.
Okay, so Binay, if I'm correct, your question is about a lot of times we get into negative self-talk and right, and how we can probably approach it.
Yes,
So Binay, do you believe in the concept of body and soul being different? So this
yes,
is our body, what we are seeing, and there's something called soul. Yeah. All right. So if your body and soul are different, okay, it's exactly like a child and say you're a dad. Example, okay, two separate entities, right? Similarly, body and soul, separate entities, right? Will you, be it your child, your niece, your nephew, will you ever talk to them in a demotivating fashion? Will you tell them you are no good? Of course, you will fail. Will you say that to
no,
no, it's and suppose your niece, nephew, your child is going for a big exam. Okay, the poor guy is a little worried, and you're like, you didn't study enough. He's just going out of the door, and you're like, you didn't study enough. You're going to fail. Yeah. And then what? Your life is a waste. Are you ever going to say that to a kid? No, right? It will be
no,
super mean to do that. So we also are actually separate entities. Our body is separate. Our soul is separate. So it's like your body, which is your mind and your negative self-talk, is a part of your body. Your mind is actually telling your soul you're useless. And especially when you're going to do that thing, you're going to get on the stage, you're going to do some performance, you're going for that exam, you're going for that interview, and right before that you're like, are you're useless? No, right? If you don't do that with a child, why are you doing it with your soul? Not cool, right? Is that so every time next time your negative self-talk, tell yourself, will I say this to a child? Your answer will be no, I will not say it to a child. So why am I saying it to the inner child in me, my soul? A soul is, it's like really pure, so it said it's like an inner child. So why are you saying that, right? So it's a habit formation. The next time you have engaging in negative self-talk, tell yourself, I will not say this to any child. I won't say this to my inner child. Okay, do it 2 times, 3 times, and it's a habit formation. Gradually, you see, constantly you are uh, turning it into positive self-talk, especially before like something big. You're like literally patting yourself, and you're like, I can do this, and you will get into that. I hope that
yes,
answers your question.
yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much for answering the question again, ma'am. We have actually few more questions here.
Sure.
Khushi Rai is asking, how can I recognize and challenge my negative self-talk?
Okay, so it's something very similar to what Binay asked, right? How can I recognize and challenge my negative self-talk? Yeah, that's what Kushi, I'm sorry. Okay, there were like too many questions, so yes, how right. So, Khushi, that's the one thing. Challenge your negative self-talk by telling yourself that you will never speak to a child like that, the way you are talking to yourself, right? Challenge it, and the answer will be right there. If you're not talking to other people, your friend or your parents or a child around you that way, why do that to yourself of all people, right? Okay. Anything else?
Uh, Ma'am, there is one point, like in today's present world, we practice journaling and mindfulness activities to reduce self-doubt and practice manifestation techniques to increase our confidence and achieve our goals. So, how can journaling or mindfulness activities contribute to reducing self-doubt? Means how does it work?
Okay, so mindfulness is you get more aware of everything you're doing, okay? Which leads you to becoming wiser. For example, say I am saying I will eat only balanced food or healthy, okay? And I've gone to a wedding and there is a amazing buffet of 50 dishes, okay? If I'm mindful, I will be aware that yes, I'll be aware of literally every emotion, which is like my mouth is watering. But Jasmine, you've made a commitment to yourself. You're going to eat healthy. So I'm aware. And I will, when I pick up the plate, I will choose, right? Although my mouth is watering, I will have to say no to some food items and I'll pick up the healthier one, right? Now, this involves a lot of awareness. I'm aware of the feelings in my mouth. I'm aware of the thoughts coming in my mind. I'm aware of where my hand is going, picking up what dish. So mindfulness techniques, there is mindfulness meditation. There are guided visualizations. So you do all of these techniques. So you raise your levels of consciousness, okay, and you become a little more wiser in life just by being aware of everything. Like something similar, if someone tells you something which you don't agree with, it really hurts you, you want to say something mean to them, but you stop back because you're aware of how your tongue is moving. You're aware of, if I say something mean to this one, it might break into a fight. I don't want to fight right now. I don't want to affect my mental peace, okay? So all these, as you said, meditations, visualizations, they train our consciousness to raise its level of awareness. And that's how it works. And it's incredible. If you are aware of your own self, your thoughts, your emotions, you can manage it better. Like as simple, if you're feeling a lot of hesitation or you're feeling restless, you can realize it. And only when you realize it, you can probably go, run outside to reduce the chemicals. So that's how mindfulness works. It trains your conscious mind to raise its level of awareness. That's it. So you take better actions. You take better decisions. And you spoke about journaling, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Journaling is when you put your thoughts onto paper. Basically, you can see it. As I said, our mind has, like our brain has complex neurons, okay? And sometimes when we are getting so many different thoughts, there are thoughts of self-doubt, there are other thoughts also. There might be a little thought, Ari, I have to shop this also. Like the crazy thoughts, okay? And you cannot see them literally. So when you put it like all on a piece of paper, one is you realize like, oh wait, my mind is going through so much, and then you're like, okay, what is meaningful, what is important for me right now? So it puts everything like literally in black and white in front of you, because when it's right here, it can become like shades of gray. But the moment you put it on paper before you, you're like, okay, you analyze it. Like, okay, this is rubbish for me. Forget it. This is important. Huh, this is something I need to work on. Right. And so one is that it helps you get a more clearer analysis of what's going on here. Okay. That's one. And second is it takes off the load. If I'm like, I have to remember a lot of things. Like if I need to remember 50 things, okay? So I'm planning some event and I have to remember 50 things for the next 15 days. It's so much of load here, right? So when you put it all out on paper or on be it, a digital way, poof, load is released, right? So journaling has these two benefits. One is it helps you give a clearer picture into what's going on here. And second is helps you remove the load of fear. The freer here, the better you feel, the better ideas you can do better. Right? So that's how journaling works. I hope that helps.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for the
Thank you.
answering.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for answering the question. Every question asked by participants. We are really appreciated by your guidance, ma'am. Once again, I express my gratitude and thanks to you for sparing time from your hectic schedule to impart information to us. We are speechless by your invaluable presence at the session, and you provided in-depth analysis of the subjects and shared some fascinating information. We shall abide time for further such workshops in order to advance both our personal and collective knowledge. Additionally, I want to thank everyone in the attending audience for their smart questions and their active involvement. This event is considerably more meaningful because of your participation.